How's it going, everybody? Welcome to WeDoTech. Now, gaming chairs are a very important part of your gaming setup. We don't only spend massive amount of hours on them, but it's usually also the first thing that people see when they're entering your battle station. So it can either be a bit of an eyesore if it's really bad, or it can be one of the most important aesthetic parts for your entire setup. Another problem that arises is when looking for a chair, especially if you are more of a bigger person, is the size of the chair and how much weight that it can handle. Well, Cougar actually thought of that a lot, and they created the Titan Pro, and they already brought out the Titan, but this is the new version, which is big, it's beautiful, it's a strong chair for everyone that just wants something a bit larger and wants a lot more space. And it can handle quite a bit of weight, 160 kilograms or 350 pounds. That's a lot. So it's definitely a nice big boy. Now, first off, the Titan isn't cheap, but that's obvious as it is a Cougar's flagship gaming chair. So the Titan retails for around $335 on a Newegg, as there is currently also no stock available on Amazon. And then for euros of Africa, it's retailing for roughly 9,000 rand. Again, it's a bit up there, but for everything you get is actually not bad, which we'll get into. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning, this chair is for more bigger boys. So if you are a bit more smaller, then the Titan Pro might make you feel like a small little child when sitting in it. It's honestly even almost too big for me, and yeah, I'm not too small really. But we'll get into all of that just a bit later. Now, stay tuned till the end of the video to find out why Surfshark is one of the best value for money VPNs out now, where you can save up to 83% on a 2-year plan plus 3 months absolutely free, and also a 30-day money-back guarantee if you don't like it. So definitely stay tuned for that. Now, going over the design of the Titan Pro, it is a bit different than the previous Titan, but as I have not used the previous Titan before, I can't exactly compare it apples to apples, but mostly it just looks like the materials used. It does have more of a normal neck pillow, and then instead of a orange and then a black model, you now get a orange and then also the Royal Edition, which honestly looks really cool. I actually like this more than just standard black. So for the Royal Edition, instead of just normal black, you now get a gold stitching all over the chair along with the Cougar logos. It is mostly covered in a black PVC leather, and on the sides of the chair you do have some suede leather, which does feel a lot nicer than just the normal standard leather. To complement the gold stitching, they also made some of the parts on the armrest also gold as well, which definitely does finish the chair off quite nicely. But I do think that if you move your armrest around quite a lot and adjusting it around, then the gold paint might start to scratch off after a while. Now, we didn't have it that long, so we couldn't really say for sure, but something that possibly could happen. Now, the lumbar support cushion and neck cushions are the same style with the gold stitching, but these are mainly cloth material with some suede on them as well. On the back of the chair, you also get a very big gold Cougar logo. The rest of the backside is covered with the same PVC leather, and the straps of the lumbar support are also visible back there. Lastly, we move on towards the design of the wheels and the wheel plate. Now, in our unboxing video, which you can also check right up here, we called the wheel plate a Beyblade. The Beyblade. Massive Beyblade. Because it does have more of a funky design. To handle all of the weight, it is a very sturdy and made out of a metal. You also then get 5 plastic wheels, which I'm not too crazy about because they usually don't fare that well, especially in the long run. I personally do prefer more of the larger skater, the scooter style wheels, which just handles carpets much better. But I have heard that those ones can damage tiles and wood after a while. while, but that's also something then to keep in mind. But anyway, for the plastic wheels, they're actually a lot better than the ones that I have used on more of the cheaper gaming chairs, so it wasn't that bad, and it's a lot more up to your preference personally and what surface you're going to use the chair on. But the most important part of a gaming chair obviously is how comfortable it is. And unfortunately, most gaming chairs tend to be less comfortable than like a good ergonomic chair, and especially the pretty much the same price at that point, and they usually lean more towards the aesthetic side really. So then how does the Titan Pro actually compare? Is it uncomfortable? Is it more leaning towards just looking good, or is it actually a nice mix of both? Well, the cushion used for the bottom section is quite stiff, but also still soft, which I do personally prefer. It is also actually very comfortable and extends all the way towards the front of the full of your knees. Now, if you are one of those people that like sitting cross-legged on your chair, I am happy to inform you that you can actually sit across legs on this chair without too much effort really. And I'm a 6'1", 180-pound guy, so yeah, there's pretty much a lot of space there. But now getting into the back support, this is usually where it gets a bit tricky, as everyone has their own personal preference. For instance, I like it when the back support pushes me a bit more forward, where my upper body does still touch against the back rest. But on 90% of gaming chairs, same with the Titan Pro, instead of being around 90 degrees, they're a bit more of 100 degrees, so a bit leaning back. Again, I like to be a bit more pushed forwards. Now, that is still ergonomically correct, and a lot of people do prefer that. It's, again, just going to depend on what you personally like. Now, it is also worth mentioning that Cougar has recently released their Argo chair, which is also a gaming chair, but it's more aimed towards ergonomics. So hopefully we can maybe check that out in the future and do like a comparison to get the perfect fit for you. But now that doesn't take away that the Titan Pro is a very comfortable gaming chair with, again, just a lot of space. The backrest is also quite a bit stiff, but also still soft. Again, I like that. The side supports I especially liked, thanks to the suede here as well, having more of a soft touch to them, especially if you do touch them with the back of your arms. Just nice and soft there. Now, I did occasionally remove the lumbar pillow if I wanted to sit deeper into the chair, especially for some gaming sessions, as it does push you a bit forward. I found that to be a bit more relaxing and allowed me to, again, rest my legs actually on the chair if you wanted to sit like that. With that as well, I found that the neck pillow, or rather the head pillow, is a lot more comfortable than what I actually expected it to be, and it's just a lot better than 90% of other gaming chairs. It actually rests my entire head against it, so it's more of a head cushion than a neck cushion, but again, it's very comfortable. It's not too soft as well, but just enough with the memory foam to fit your head and inside nicely. Now, again, it's not more of a neck pillow where it just folds into your neck. It entirely supports your head, and it does have more of a curve here at the back. And I actually did enjoy it quite a bit. The neck pillow is usually the first thing that I remove on a gaming chair, especially because it's either too low or too high, and it just doesn't work for me. So I usually just remove it, but I definitely left this one on. But quickly, for the pillows, both are also a combination of a bit more rougher woven fabric, and then the suede on the side where your skin might touch it to be a bit more soft. Both are quite thick and also has more of a stiffer memory foam to them, which I don't think will get as much flattened after a couple of months or even years of use like most other more cheaper gaming chairs. So that's definitely a good thing. That's a lot of complaints that I've heard so far on some of the other chairs. The next section is where the Titan Pro really starts to shine, and that is adjustability. The Titan Pro gives you just a little bit more choices compared to just the standard gaming chairs. You of course have the standard up and down movements, but you do also have support for 170 degrees to go back. Maybe take a quick nap in between loading screens. Then something new that I haven't really experienced on other gaming chairs is that you can actually tilt it backwards and actually lock it in place, and it'll stay at the back there, so you can have more of a slouch position, which actually feels pretty good. Especially it's apparently also pretty ergonomic, so that's just a nice plus. And I have to say, the few times that I actually used it, it was pretty comfortable and just fun. It was different, so I actually quite enjoyed it. Then lastly, for the armrests, they're pretty much the exact same, more a harder rubberized material that we see on some other gaming chairs, which I know a lot of people don't really like that much. Now, it's fine for me, but I do really think that larger armrest would have been a lot better. It's quite a bit small. Also, seeing that I'm not necessarily the biggest guy, and the chair again is quite large. The distance between the armor rest for my elbows is quite a bit, and it's not the most comfortable position to be in, as you need to push it a bit more outwards. Now, of course, you do still have all of the adjustments like the up and down, left or right, forwards and backwards, and then also you can adjust the angles inwards and outwards, so you do still have all of that. Also, the armor race doesn't wobble as much as other chairs, so that's a pretty good design. So now I've been using the Titan Pro for around 2 weeks, and I can without a doubt say that I am definitely impressed. The build quality was spot on, and the comfort is very, very good. The Titan Pro might technically still be a tad too big for me, as you'll see how I actually look in it, but having all of that extra room does make it a lot more fun for a lot more different seating positions, again, especially if you want to put your legs on the chair as well. It's kind of a bit more of a sofa, which we'll actually get into next time. However, the Titan Pro is quite a bit more expensive than the standard armor chairs from Cougar, so I would still recommend them if you are more of an average sized person. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Big thanks to Cougar South Africa for sending the Titan Pro over for a review, and also the other chair which we'll take a look at. So anyway, if you guys want to check it for yourself, definitely check out the links in the video description. I'll leave it down there. And if you guys enjoy this review, please like, share, comment like always, and I'll check all of you next time. Cheers, guys. Looking for a VPN but want to pay less and get even more features? Well, Surfshark is the VPN to get. I've been using them for more than a year now, and I'm definitely not disappointed. Surfshark has over 3,200 servers with a limited speed drops, unlike some others. Get all of the standard advantages of a VPN, like no geo restrictions to access US and Netflix from different countries, no government restrictions on news, and get better prices on flights, games, and software. Not only that, but Surfshark features industry-leading encryption, multi-hopping for a next-level privacy, a kill switch to prevent any personal information from being leaked, and one of my favorite features, unlimited devices. So you can use Surfshark for the entire family on everybody's device without needing to pay for an extra account. So follow my link below to save 83% on a 2-year plan with an extra 3 months absolutely free. Try it out, and if you don't like it, you do have a 30-day money-back guarantee absolutely free.